Well, good morning. Thank you so much. It's good to see everyone this morning. Again, my name is Candice Haines. I am the Business Development Director for UMKC TalentLink. I've been there just about 2 years, which is just a little bit longer than UMKC TalentLink was launched. So we have really sort of just begun our progress in becoming more of a presence in Kansas City on the professional development side. Most of you know UMKC, the university, but it has become an initiative to provide more options in the upskilling non-credit programs. So that's sort of how we were developed. Before that, I was with Grantham University in corporate partnerships. And prior to that, I was in Europe for several years working for the U.S. Army Education Center in Bavaria. So spent some time over there and a financial advisor past life before that. So a lot. Not from Kansas City, been here about 6 years, and I really do like it. So enough about me. No, it worked a minute ago. Let's try that one more time. Yes. So when we talk about adult learning, as I mentioned, we're looking more than just degrees, right? We know this. Degrees are great. I have 3, but it isn't everything for the employees. So we're seeing more and more demand for skills in all different kinds of areas, particularly in trades, right? There's a lot of openings in Kansas City in the trades, and so we're trying to answer a little bit of that call and sort of being all-encompassing to find out what it is that businesses want and need, as well as individuals who are looking to change their career path. So I know there's a few trade school in here and some nonprofits. We do a lot of work with you as well. So what are we? So we deliver expert-led professional development that enables people to build skills and achieve goals. We want to be a resource partner for you to invest in your employees and help upskill them. And I will discuss kind of the ways that we do that as we move forward. Who are we? We are a small but mighty team. You can read, I don't need to read their names out loud, but I'll give a shout out to Jake Akehurst, my executive director, who couldn't be here today. We do have our own marketing department and operations that we operate a little bit independently from the university. We are in the Innovation Center at 4747 Troost, so a little bit off the flagpole, if you will, and we operate kind of independently. You'll notice our website is a .com, and that kind of differentiates us. Popular topics, and these range from in-person training on site in your companies to online. But just to make a summary of what we're seeing the most requested topics are durable skills, meaning soft skills, right? Communication, that's one of the big one. Durable skills meaning, obviously, you take them forever with you, right? They're durable skills. We get a lot of requests for that at all levels of management. Essential skills for first-time supervisor has been our most requested program. If you have people that are hiring, that are moving up from within, a lot of times, they have those skills, but they've never been a manager before. So we have a workshop that helps you and your folks kind of figure out how to roadmap that. We do a lot of open enrollment type presentations around Kansas City regarding HR, talent acquisition and retention. We offer a lot of IT and healthcare certifications. We do offer project management certifications. We have credentialing for active duty military and spouses. And we, like I mentioned, have a lot of nonprofit clients that we do training for as well. And that usually comes into the form of custom training. Again, there's a staff need within that organization, or sometimes a member need. So we come in and try to figure out how we can help solve problems for you. So again, we do have several online self-paced programs, again, too many to mention, like many schools, right? We offer a wide variety. A lot of them do have the industry exam vouchers included in them. So for example, the PMI, if you want to get your PMP, and et cetera.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What is that?
Project management professional.
PMI and PMP?
PMI is the Project Management Institute.
Okay.
And they are kind of the leading authority, if you will, and the suppliers of the designation, okay. PMP.
Thank you.
Yes, it's sort of like in the IT world, you have a CompTIA. or something to that effect, okay? It's similar. We have those certifications as well. Good question. We recently launched a partnership with MedCerts. And we did this because when we look at the openings of jobs around the metro, how many are in allied health? And I mean CNA, nursing assistant, phlebotomy tech, surgical tech, lab tech, all of these kinds of jobs. I mean, some of our larger hospital systems have hundreds and hundreds of openings. So what we've offered is an easy way for individuals or businesses who want to participate to get these certifications online. So basically they can do almost all the groundwork online and then actually do their SICs or whatever they need to do for their clinical at the place that they're going to be working, right? So really a quicker way from A to B and more convenient for working adults. The other thing is a price point. So these are, anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s at the max. Their payments can be made on a monthly basis even. So for those who are self-paying individuals, very, very easy to do. We also partner with healthcare businesses who want to send some of their people through these so that they can hire from within. So they may have a CNA that they want to become a medical assistant. So we try to partner with them to offer these programs to hang on to their employees, right? So they'll say, hey, we'll put you through medical assistant program. We want you to sign another year employment contract with us, to that effect. Again, retention is key in the allied health area because turnover is extremely, extremely high. They're looking for the best wage, right? And they'll go down the street for $1, and so retention is really hard. So trying to make an impact by investing in those employees is what we're trying to do. On that same token, manufacturing and, maintenance skills, as we mentioned, huge, right? We brought manufacturing back to the US. It's huge in Kansas, it's huge in Missouri. They can't find anybody. And there's a lot of reason for that. Again, we talked about degrees being wonderful and great, again, but a lot of those degrees don't train you in these certain areas, or maybe undergraduate level, but not so much for the hands-on part. In the areas that we have put pathways out for individuals or businesses who want just one or the other topic. So depending on your line of work, we can say, okay, so we have aerospace, we have CNC, machining, food safety, maintenance, industrial maintenance, intro to manufacturing careers, robotics, welding, and we're adding EV, electronic vehicle training, a lithium ion specialist. Because then we got Panasonic coming in Kansas City, and I know that's going to be a big one. And add to this list, probably hundreds more of pathways are actually available. So if you have a need or you have folks in these areas that need training, we can actually, you don't have to buy the whole system, the whole LMS learning system. You can say, hey, you know what, we just want manufacturing 101, or we just want welding 102, or to that effect. We make it very easy for employers to use these as onboarding tools as well as upskilling tools. And again, individuals can enroll on their own. Again, they are all online. People forget that there are so many concepts that need to be learned in these areas prior to even getting your hands on a machine. If you're doing welding, you better know something about metals, right? So there's a lot of headway that can be made in these areas pretty quickly and also very cost efficiently. These pathways are usually just a few $100s. So we're talking, and they can go as deep as you want. So the aerospace has several levels, so it can get into the more advanced topics as well. So you can learn more about that on our website, but it is something that we are excited about. So we're talking to a lot of manufacturers, and also, nonprofit organizations who are trying to get people, reestablished in the workforce, and things like that, about how can we help train and upskill those people in these areas. Because as much as there is allied health jobs in Kansas City, there's even more in the maintenance sector. So there's a study that was done in 2020, and I would argue this number has actually even gone up. I was at a SHRM presentation a few months ago where I think this number was more like 60% of the reason people leave is the lack of career opportunities. They feel like they're stagnating. They don't feel like there's any upward mobility. They're not investing in their education, whatever that may be. That has now pretty much risen to one of the number one reasons that people leave. They don't feel engaged. They don't feel the companies care. They don't feel, all of those things. So we're seeing in the industry in the workforce development industry in Kansas and Missouri, a big push towards trying to retain people through upskilling, right? Through training, giving these people something that they can use where they work and forevermore, okay? Corporate training, 94% of employees in the study said they would stay if that company actually invested in some training and development for them. The case in point, when we talk about the first-time supervisor, many of us in here probably had that time in our lives where we were the peer, and then now we're the boss, right? And there's a serious transition that has to happen there in order to do that correctly. There's a lot of mistakes that can be made and things like that. And so investing in your people, whether it's some leadership training, some customer service training, all of those things are things that we do for organizations, and again, usually on site. And we can do a group as small as 5 people. And again, affordable. We don't blow your hair back. The point of UMKC TalentLink really is to become a bigger presence for professional development opportunities in the metro. And that includes, of course, lovely independents. So we're happy members here. And we really want to get to know you a little bit more and how we can partner and help in these areas. And again, I've got a trade school in the room. I'm preaching to the choir to her. Yeah, for all the reasons, it really is getting important. People are complaining that there are not enough hires out there. Well, that's actually true. We have less people graduating high school. More people are staying at home till they're 26, staying on their parents' insurance. And then we have this massive wealth transfer of how many $1 trillion over the next 20 years that's going to come to these millennials, right? They don't have as much motivation to work, quite honestly. And there's just not as many of them coming out. Or if they are out, they're not out in the workforce applying. There's side hustles. There's all these other different things that people are doing. And I think we've taken for granted over the last decade or so that, or even longer, maybe 20 years, that we had this continuous pipeline that we used to have couple generations ago of fresh graduates, and we just don't have them. The numbers are there. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of stats, but it's a reality. So it really is an issue in finding people and getting them trained. So what I mentioned the Q&A is, really what I wanted to hear from you was, I know this was brief, but is, what are the areas, the skills gaps that you're finding most in your particular industry? What are those things that are on your wish list, or where are those gaps that you find could use professional development in your organization? Because we are looking to partner, as I mentioned. We do specific pilot programs. If it's a program that we haven't created, we can create it. We actually work with industry professionals across the metro. Rarely do we tag the UMKC faculty, as wonderful as they are. We really want to work with people who are in the respective businesses that we're trying to work with. So for example, if I'm going to send in a trainer, to a manufacturing firm, they better have some understanding of that business, correct? So trying to match cultures, background, and all of those things. So if you have a unique need, we really love to talk to you, because again, we have been afforded the opportunity to sort of create and grow with this. And I want to take full advantage of that. We're trying not to create a bunch of classes, throw them out there and hope they stick and be prescriptive. We're really, really trying to develop strictly based on need and what we're hearing. So those subject matter areas that I mentioned earlier were some of the big ones that we're hearing. But I'd love to hear more. If you have, let's say in your financial services industry, you're having a hard time finding people. What are some of those skills that you would like to see people have more access to, or maybe more awareness of, right? I very, very proud founder of the Greater Kansas City Veteran Career Military Transition Fair that we've been doing now for 7 years, and it is coming up on January 30th at the Overland Park Convention Center. We'll have about 150 employers there. We expect several hundred soldiers and their families and transitioning veterans to come through. We partner with Fort Leavenworth and the other installations around here to make sure this is a really targeted event to get the talent that companies are looking for. So we do have registration open for that. If you don't, if you just want to attend as a networking, it's a great networking opportunity too. But veterans are one of those groups that are really sought after for all the reasons with the discipline and the mission focus and all of that. So wanted to make sure that I did not forget to mention that while I was here. Well, thank you everyone. It's been wonderful. If you have questions for me, please email. Let's have a coffee. Let's talk.